Welcome to another episode of Riders Live. Let's get it.
They call him hunt, slide. Hunt, the wild fowl die. Hunt, slide. Hunt, the wild fowl die. They call him riders. They call him the wild fowl. They call him riders. They call him the wild fowl. They call him hunt, slide.
Welcome to Riders Live. I'm your host, Riders. Episodes drop every Friday at midnight like clockwork. This show is about hip-hop, urban culture, and entrepreneurship. And today, I have a guest that exhibits all three. Starting from grassroots, interning, to management, to CEO, to label head, to exec. A gradual uprising and proof that hard work pays off. Let's get it. It's time for another segment of What's Poppin', y'all. Justice League, that's what's poppin'. Dungeon Family, that's what's poppin'. Organize Noize, that's what's poppin'. Street Team, that's what's poppin'. Grassroots, that's what's poppin'. Boutique Label, that's what's poppin'. Crunk, that's what's poppin'. Lil John, that's what's poppin'. Lil Scrappy, that's what's poppin'. The Face Records, that's what's poppin'. Orlando McGhee, that's what's poppin'. This episode of Riders Live is brought to you by RSS.com. If you've been thinking about starting your own podcast, RSS.com is the way to go. They make it super easy to get your show up and running. I'm talking distribution to all the major platforms, analytics to track your growth, and even options to monetize. That's exactly how I host Riders Live podcast. And it's been a game changer. When you tell a story, sharing music, or just want your voice heard, RSS.com gives you the tools to make it happen. So, what are you waiting for? Start your podcast at RSS.com and join the movement. That's RSS.com, the easiest way to podcast. I will leave my link in the episode description. Thank you. Lil Scrappy is the Riders Live What's Poppin' artist of the day, y'all.
Yeah. So we fighting, fucking, and we loving. In the A&amp, maybe we'll be nothing. And you say you like that real thuggy. But you hate it when them niggas cuffin'. Confused flow. For real though. Love came through the front, went out the back though. Emotions are running. The pressure is coming. Can't believe you love me, cause your feelings are funny.
I'm so tired of going up and down, round and round. I'm so over it, I'm breaking down. I'm about to call it quits, I done had enough of it. My heart is so cold, I can't find no love here. I'm so tired of going up and down, round and round. I'm so over it, I'm breaking down. I'm about to call it quits, I done had enough of it. My heart is so cold, I can't find no love here.
See my heart on broken, confidence stolen. My mind going crazy, should I stay or keep going? She don't love me, well I gotta embrace it. If I don't love her, Baby girl, you gotta face it. The thing about love, you can't find it or neither trace it. If love was a test, you either fail or you ace it. Love me for who I am. If not, shit, I don't give a damn. You want the cars, house, and designer things. I get it, baby girl, you want the finer things. And I ain't hating on you, go and get it now. Matter of fact, go and get it, make daddy proud. Everything changed when you say the L word. Cause I can't say it back, I don't know what to tell her.
I can't find no love here.
You say what is love? It's a powerful word. And it's more than great, man, that shit can hurt.
I'm so tired of going up and down, round and round. I'm so over it, I'm breaking down. I'm about to call it quits, I done had enough of it. My heart is so cold, I can't find no love here. I'm so tired of going up and down, round and round. I'm so over it, I'm breaking down. I'm about to call it quits, I done had enough of it. My heart is so cold, I can't find no love here. A lot of hard feelings, wall up, bar stuck, hard up, start up. Don't wanna fall cause I can't let another one in.
Live on the web, it's you and other celebs. And I'm going through hell, wanna release a couple shells. You wanna upgrade, baby, and that's a fact. But you don't get a nigga just like that. You don't throw away what we had just like that. You leave a real nigga shout, I bet you come right back. And you said that I cheated in the past, that's true. And in the future I did everything you asked me, boo. Yeah, I cheated and you cheated, but in the end it's in the wind, baby, where we meet. It's not the end, we're pretending, make this all a secret. Emotional roller coaster, the pain is almost over, the monkey is off my shoulder.
I can't find no love here.
Tired.
I'm so tired of going up and down, round and round. I'm so over it, I'm breaking down. I'm about to call it quits, I done had enough of it. My heart is so cold, I can't find no love here. I'm so tired of going up and down, round and round. I'm so over it, I'm breaking down. I'm about to call it quits, I done had enough of it. My heart is so cold, I can't find no love here.
No stress, so blessed. Nothing like Kanye West. Just had to let a few things off my chest, and that's it. Yeah, I know some of y'all going through it. Y'all see me go through it, but I'm good though, you feel me? We ain't gotta move on, another blunt, another day, another trouble, another stress. Shit. And I'm a daddy too, so I gotta be.
That was Lil Scrappy featuring Takara with No Love. That song is available on all streaming platforms. You want some cool merchandise? Well, you want to go to RidersLivePodcastStore.com. Also, we have t-shirts, hoodies, and drinkware accessories. You just shop, pick out what you like, and your orders will come straight to you directly. Also, subscribe to the Riders Live Podcast. It's on all streaming platforms. You can even listen on ridersonline.net. You can get my music from the link tree. You can access my merchandise store, and you can listen on all streaming platforms right through the link tree. So subscribe, rate, and review to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify for Podcasters, Google Podcasts, and Good Pods. And you can also leave a review on ridersonline.net. I appreciate everybody who's been listening to the show. Keep tapping in for great content and episodes. Thank you. Welcome to Riders Live. I'm your host, Riders, and today I have a special guest, Mr. Orlando McGhee. Please introduce yourself to the listeners of Riders Live and tell them a little bit about yourself.
I'm Orlando McGhee. I'm currently the head of urban music at 1RPM. I also manage Organize Noize, the producers, Justice League, the producers. I consult with a lot of other songwriters and producers as well. Grammy Award-winning songwriters and producers.
That's awesome. So you started your career out in politics. How did your experience in politics translate over into the music?
Okay. Well, it taught me business as a whole. I was special assistant to the chief operating officer for the city of Atlanta. It's basically the deputy mayor. His name was Larry Wallace. Great guy. I learned a lot from him. So it's just, how to carry yourself, decorum, business strategies behind business. A lot of those things just in general that a guy like me, I was a project kid. I came from Carver Homes Housing Project here in Atlanta. Guys like me didn't really get a chance to experience things like that, mentorship, just in figuring out how to do business on that level and that scale of business.
Okay, I got it. So how did you wind up managing the Dungeon Family and Justice League?
Okay. Well, Organize Noize is the crew that created Dungeon Family. Rico Wade, Ray Murray, Patrick Sleepy Brown. They were the producers of all of the music for OutKast, Goodie Mob, so on, as far as the Dungeon Family. One day I just decided I wanted to be in the music industry while I was working in the mayor's office. And I looked their information up. It was LaFace Records here in Atlanta. There was Organize Noize, So Def, and a couple of others. And I called Organize Noize's office and they answered the phone. And I went in for an interview and they hired me as an intern. And, the rest is history. A lot of guys don't get a chance to go from, and they, these are guys that I knew in high school. I didn't know them, put it that way. I knew of them.
You knew of them, so
right.
it was a more smoother transition, right?
Yeah. I was familiar with everything they were doing, and just being from Atlanta and hearing, our slang and the streets that we were from, neighborhoods, and how the style, the culture of Atlanta was all kind of being put on the forefront with that particular crew. So I wanted to be a part of that. So, that's where I came in the intern, and I did so well eventually. Lil Jon took notice. I went and ended up at BME and then came back later on to manage Organize Noize after a lot of the work that I had done outside of just the general crew of outside of the dungeon.
Okay. So is it safe to say you are partly responsible for the Crunk sound and Lil Scrappy as well?
Okay. I wouldn't say responsible for the sound, but I would say responsible for the movement behind the sound.
Okay.
Creating that unknown, hey, in your face, you can't deny it, record playing in the club. That was me and, a couple other people that kind of made sure that the music was heard all over the country.
So what was the catalyst that motivated you to do this?
Man, just the love of music. I was in the band, and I learned how to play the bells when I was in elementary school.
Okay.
So just music as a whole, just kind of moved me. And, I was into sports big time. I thought I was going to be a pro athlete until I never grew. So,
wow.
As time kind of passed, I remember going out my freshman year, walking out to the football field, all the equipment on, and realized those are some really big dudes. And I, been playing the drums since I was in the 8th grade, and I heard the band kind of practicing and rehearsing. And man, I decided the next day I was gonna go over there and see what was going on with the band. And a guy named Omar Phillips, God rest his soul, he played on a lot of the OutKast and Goodie Mob records. He was a great musician. He was the section leader at the time at Carver High School, and he taught me how to play by ear. But he made it a point that I had to learn how to read the music also. So Omar kind of made it where I wanted to really, really take it serious because he was so good. I don't think I would ever get a chance to be as good as he was, but just the passion behind it that he had for it, and I had the same passion. We kind of hit it off in that sense. He took it a little, further on the musician side, but eventually I took it on the executive route.
Right. So that's what's popping. Because, see, people don't understand when you read music, it teaches you have natural rhythms, but when you read music, it teaches you how to adjust to playing with the rhythms,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely.
Okay, so did you do work for Rockefeller as well?
Well, not necessarily Rockefeller. Well, actually, I did. It's crazy. I was part of the Rockefeller street team.
Okay.
A lot of times when people talk about their careers within the music industry, I started at the rock bottom. I was interning. And it went from interning to street team guy. And a lot of people don't know what the street team is. I was a guy who used to pass out flyers. I would go to the nightclubs at night and pass out. It was vinyl and CDs to the DJs of all the new music. Made sure they had it. Made sure they played the record. And also the poster boards that you would actually see plastered all over the cities. That was me actually putting those poster boards up late at night. It was the work that not a lot of people wanted to do, but I actually turned it into a business, me and some other friends of mine. So we had a couple of different accounts, and the Rockefeller account was one of those.
That's good. Did y'all have the rap fan and everything like that, or
we had a rap excursion.
Okay, like people don't understand the networking possibilities when you part of the street team. You get to meet and know a lot of people.
Yes, 100%. And that's where it came from. I mean, I met all the DJs throughout the city just from being, on the street team.
Yeah. And they was like, oh, okay, we know OAO, bring us that. Woo, woo, woo.
And I would get in the clubs free. I would get a DJ, the bouncers, the new music early, or CD new album when it came out. I walked up to the door, they let me in. It kind of turned into a little VIP treatment, even though I was broke. So, people would always wonder, who's that guy? Why? Or when artists would come to town, I would be the person taking them around. So it looked a little more important than it really was. I'd, walk around with the radio rep. If the radio rep was here, there was no radio rep for that company, then I was the person kind of moving whatever that particular artist around was.
That's cool. So in picking up the artists and meeting artists, of course you being around OutKast, the Dungeon Family, and just the industry all together. You said you went to school with these guys, you knew of them. A lot of people, they be groupies, you know what I'm saying? But when you working, you don't have time for that.
I was a fan, but at the end of the day, I knew I wanted to make it a career. So I didn't have time to really,
be fanned out.
Yeah.
So when did you make your transition from the street team to exec?
Actually, I said it came from BME. So once I went over from Organize Noize, my man, actually, I talked to him earlier this evening, Vince Phillips. He was one of the partners in BME recordings with Lil Jon. So Vince kind of took notice of what I was doing. I had put out an independent album from a crew called the Addict Crew. They were like little brothers to the Dungeon family.
Okay.
And Vince was their attorney. So I financed that deal, kind of took it to an indie distributor, put it all out. Vince, saw the work I was doing, they were doing their label deal with Warner at the time. and had put out a couple of records with TBT Records. Vince was kind of like, hey, you know, there's a place for you over here if you want. They'll put me on salary, just, you know, minimal at the time. But so many things came from that. So I was basically, you know, in a boutique label system, you're everything. So I was doing marketing, promo. I was the mix show guy. I was the street team guy. I did A&R, A&R admin, you name it, I did it. So just for that opportunity alone, I got a chance to meet everybody because it was when John, you know, I've been very lucky to be in the right place at the right time in my career and part of great teams. John was on fire in that moment. So everybody that was associated with John was associated with me because of, you know, what I was doing. And Vince and I went to the club one night. Actually, again, he was representing Attic Crew. I put together their album for them. And there was a group opening up for them by the name of, it was Lil Scrappy and Trillville. And we had never seen or heard of them before. You know, the story goes that Lil Jon discovered them, but that was Vince Phillips that actually did that. And before our guys came on, you know, it's maybe 800 kids in this nightclub, and not necessarily a nightclub, it was a teen club, and they are going crazy to these records. So Vince and I are like, yo, who is this? And the great business person Vince is, he had them at the office the next day with their parents and was signing them. And, you know, probably took a week or two to go ahead and get the deal done. And Lil Scrappy and Trillville were signed to BME. And, you know, Vince took it to John, and John kind of reworked a couple of the records, and the rest is history. And the Crunk movement was born in that moment. He was doing it before that, but to have young guys doing what he was doing, it kind of brought it all full circle. And then Crime Mob came from Scrappy kind of introducing BME to Crime Mob. I mean, Crime Mob to BME, and, you know, kind of went from there.
That's what's popping. So let's talk about an office at a boutique label, right? Can you tell the people about that? I understand everything about it, but I just
yes, sir. There is no corporate anything happening there. You know, there's business being done. Phones ringing. A lot of the artists would just come and hang out at the office. If you smoke, you smoke. If you're drunk, you're drunk. But and you talk how you talk. There was no decorum or protocol in that sense. I mean, we keep a certain rule of it. There was a receptionist there to answer the phone. A lot of women around, so we made sure it was all respectable. But it was definitely hip hop culture at its to the fullest.
Posters around, everything.
Right. Oh man, everything was readily available. If you need to go put up posters, you go put them up. You had the staple gun. Yeah. You know, whatever you needed in that moment to get done, we were there to get it done. It was no red tape of this person had to sign off on something. You know, if Vince, Rob, Cersei, John got up and said, hey, we need to go do X, Y, Z, whoever was in the room at that moment went to go do X, Y, Z.
Exactly.
Post boards up, go deliver records to DJs, you know, go to the record stores and make sure, you know, the right song, CDs were in stock, all of that.
Okay.
It's one of the best times of my life was spent, you know, in the boutique label system.
Man, I miss the mom and pop stores as well.
Definitely. You know.
So do you think the music industry is dead, or if you got a system set in place, you can move and do what you gotta do? Like,
yes.
Okay.
So it's about flourishing. I'll give you a prime example. In managing Organize Noize and Justice, we probably see more money now than we did in the past era. I mean, we know how to manage our business also. So,
right.
You know, we're in what we call admin deals now on the publishing side. You know, all the guys have their publishing back. So we know how much money the publishing makes every year. So we know if we want to go out and do a deal with a company, we know basically for the most part how much money, you know, we could actually take to stay in a deal for a short period of time and kind of fluctuate and move how we want to do. Even on the streaming side, I mean, guys my age, I'm old.
Okay.
Most of the guys my age didn't want to learn what the new age of the music industry is, so they're stuck in music isn't great. I mean, but I say this: a lot of kids don't want the gatekeepers. So a lot of things that actually kind of rise to the top now probably wouldn't have happened in the past because there were so many gatekeepers keeping them out of being able to do what they do. So, if you got a kid working at Walmart one day, he can make a hit record in his bedroom, upload it to TuneCore, and make him $1 million in that year off of that record.
Yeah.
And, the past era, that probably wouldn't have happened, because you had to go get the right, A&R, the right the engineer. It was so many pieces of red tape and it was so expensive. Yes, it kind of added an element of perfection to it, but it also took away, I think, a lot of the, people that were the creatives being able to kind of live out their dreams. So
right
now in the digital age, if you know what you're doing, you can make a lot of money. Even on the publishing side, rather, the DSPs pay out directly. A lot of artists don't even know that. If you go register with the MLC and Harry Fox and register your songs,
man, you
paid your mechanical publishing directly.
Right, and then a lot of people don't know, like when you have a song authority, they go get all that money that the distributor might leave, on the table in foreign territories.
Yes, sir, 100%. So,
Yeah.
Good point. And back in the day, you were sitting there waiting for the label to pay you off of a CD that they collected the mechanical royalties from. So they could manipulate your money. It was just so many different things that could happen to where you didn't get your money direct. Now it's more of a direct line to your revenue, more of a direct line to the business now. The key is you have to study and research and know what you're doing. Same as, in the past, I have had clients that sign away their life and not realize it till it was too late. So, you have to study up on your craft and the business side of it to know what you're doing.
You definitely gotta know the business side of it. What I like about the streaming and the internet, it's a level playing field.
Yes, 100%. Yep.
And I always try to have some type of physical product. Even though I'm independent, I always press up maybe like at least a minimum of 200 vinyl and maybe like 500 CDs just to have. And then I just focus on the marketing and the promotion so I could get the stream money.
Yep, that's it.
And by me having multiple albums, I see more from the streams and the money quarterly,
Yeah, and like to your point, this is a volume-based age. Guys, one album every 2-3 years. I wouldn't suggest that. If you are, you need to be putting out singles to kind of, feed the marketplace, keep the algorithm going.
Right. I really like what Nas did by doing the Magic series and the King Disease series. He was totally independent where he could own those bodies of great work, And the projects that he put out stuff to appeal to the new and the old,
Yep, that's it. And a whole new audience.
And I like what he doing with the Legend Hazard series. But what do you got coming up, Mr. McGee?
Oh man, there's a huge slew of artists over at What RPM. We got we just did a deal with Big Crit. It's been a while since we put new music out. The Lobby Boys with Jim Jones and Mano. We're actually building up to their new album. Cochise. Let's see who else. Man, it's a lot. It's a lot kind of coming down the line. Man, there's a new kid, Infamous, out of Atlanta. that we just signed. Man, he is going to be huge. I actually look at him in the sense that I did when I first started working with Future. I think Infamous could be just as big.
Okay. We have a lot of good talent here in Chicago, but we don't have no labels here, and a lot of people, they don't know how to go about, setting up a meeting or something like that. So how could somebody, you know, get up with you?
Oh man, I'm easy to find. My Instagram, OMCGHEE, O McGhee. My email is on my all my social media accounts. That's Orlando at 1rpm.com. We have an office set up in Atlanta. We don't have one in Chicago, but we take a lot of different trips between Chicago, Detroit. It's a lot of talent out there, and it bodes well in the independent market. So,
right.
And, a lot of referrals from out of there. Great relationship with DJ Ferris, a couple other guys out there in Chicago.
Okay.
They co-sign you, man. We come to see you. We don't have a lot right now in Chicago. We did put a lot of music on a couple of artists, but we haven't really kind of dove into the marketplace. So it's definitely something we're looking to do, kind of coming down the line in 2026.
Okay. So if there's anything you could leave with the listeners of Riders Live, what would it be?
Man, don't take no for an answer. That next meeting, that next record, whatever it is that you're doing could be that one. So I would never, ever give up. Even if you got a 9-to-5 job, man, I've had even on the executive side, I had 9-to-5 jobs and was still doing this on the side. So, it was a blessing when I was able to, make a living from it. So, I really, really see it as a big, being very fortunate and blessed to be able to make a living of it, but it doesn't come easy. You learn to value it more when it doesn't come overnight. So definitely keep pushing, always.
I agree. And where can the listeners of Riders Live find you?
Instagram, O McGee, or 1RPM Urban, Instagram. Again, that's really all I have is the Instagram. I have Facebook, but I don't want to really deal with it too much.
Oh man, Facebook is a fake out. Hey, one thing about Instagram, it's popping.
Yes, sir.
If you're about business on Instagram, you can make a lot of things happen.
Yeah. And I haven't transitioned to TikTok yet, so
TikTok is cool, but I think Instagram is more for the go-getters.
Yeah, yes, sir. I agree.
Okay, so this has been another episode of Riders Live. I appreciate having you, Mr. McGee. Peace.
Appreciate you too. Thanks.